welcome back to my studio. Thank you all so much for being here today. So today I'm going to do a quick little video on gel plates and how I register them without using one of those registration tools. This is a really simple, cheap way of doing it if you don't want to invest in one of the tools. And I also wanted to talk a little bit about why I've been doing so much more jelly printing lately, and collage work and things like that. And I've talked about this on my channel before, but I always think it's important to talk about mental health and physical health. There's so many people out there that have those hidden disabilities, and I'm one of them. I suffer from a lot of chronic pain and some issues related to a traumatic brain injury from a car accident a few years ago. I love fluid art, but sometimes I can't stand and work for that long of a period of time to mix paints and do the whole thing. And this has been really great because it gives me a great outlet for my emotional health. It really grounds me and lets me have that creative freedom that I need. But there's not a lot of cleanup. I can walk away at any time and come back to it. It's very forgiving in that way versus something like fluid art. So I've been doing a little more of this. I hope you don't get tired of it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, okay? So I keep my jelly plates between two pieces of plexiglass. It makes it really easy to store. And the other thing I like is when I'm working, I can move this plate very easily. I can just slide it back and start working with another piece. So that's how I use it, but I'm going to show you two options. So first with this, and then straight on my table. Now this is nice because it doesn't move around. You could also put this on a piece of paper and tape the paper down, but I'm just gonna use it right on my table today. The paper I'm using today is just some mid-level watercolor paper. And it's a little bit larger than my jelly plate. So for the one that is stuck to the table, which is how I think a lot of people are going to use this, I just kind of basically square it up. And it's pretty easy to tell that it's square. And if you aren't sure, you can easily turn it over and just kind of eyeball it. There we go. That looks pretty even. So I'm going to turn that over. Got my tape here. And just going to stick that right to the table. Now, you could leave it like this, but you've got some wiggle room. So what I do is turn it over and hinge it, and then add a second piece of tape. And again, make sure that's nice. And now you don't have that wiggle. For my plexiglass one, I do the same thing basically. Now this one again, nice and mobile. Now I'm basically going to be doing the same thing with both of these, same colors and whatnot. I'm just going to have a little bit of variation so you can see a couple of different techniques, okay? Now I'm going to be using metallics, so I'm starting with a background of black because that black is really going to make the metallics pop. And any opaque black will work just fine for this. I just wanted to speak to why I use registration. So most of the time when I'm making collage papers, I'm going for kind of a messy, grungy feel, and I'm not really too worried if the edges line up and stuff. But every once in a while, I want to pull a really nice, clear, even print, and I want all of the edges to line up. I don't want there to be a shift from side to side or up and down in between the different layers of paint. And that's why I use this registration method.
Don't answer the phone, spending the days on my own, then repeats this for weeks to come. I don't care what I miss, 'cause my life is dismissed. I keep searching for my bliss. It took days to finally start writing songs, but now it's begun.
Now for this side, I'm using this shower sponge, and I'm just removing some of the pewter. And then for this side, I'm using this piece of glassine paper that I've crumpled up, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just creating some texture here. Now I'm gonna dry these. here I decided I wanted to add one more layer, and I wanted to do that with texture. So I'm just using my stencil here, and I'm going to take some gel gloss medium, which will dry clear, and I'm going to put that down over my stencil first. And I just want to get that worked into the all the little spaces. And what this does is it will ensure that I get a really clean pull when I pull this stencil. There won't be any of the color below. And then the second layer I'm using here is also some heavy gel gloss medium, and that's mixed with a little bit of white mica powder. And I'm putting that on fairly thickly so that when I pull my stencil, you'll see it adds a little bit of raised texture to it, which I do really like. And this technique will always give you a good, clean outline. Here we are with the final product. I'm really happy with this. The matte really makes that pop and stand up. And I love being able to really look at all the different layers and details. And then we have this one. And this one I did the texture on top. I think I probably would have gone with a different color if I do this again, but I do really like this. Okay, let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below, and I hope you guys have a beautiful day.